All right, today I'm going to show you how you can get a link in Selenium and you can save that URL from that link to use later. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a terminal. I'm going to launch Ipython. Ipython is like the standard Python REPL shell, but it has a few extra features, some of which I'm going to demonstrate today. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do pip install Selenium to make sure that's installed. I already have it. You can see requirement already satisfied. If it wasn't, it would download and install and I'd be good to go as well. So that's the first thing that Ipython can do that the regular Python shell can't. You can also access shell commands and so forth. Next thing what I want to do is I want to do from Selenium import WebDriver, and this is the next thing. It will auto-complete commands. Then I also want to do from Selenium selenium.common nope, that's not right. From Selenium WebDriver.common. There we go. Here's the next thing. It also offers you options when you have multiple options. So I want to do from Selenium WebDriver common by, I want to import capital B by. And this will give me by CSS selector, by XPath, or in the case I'm going to use by link text. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch a WebDriver. I can do driver equals WebDriver. That comes from Selenium import WebDriver. That's where I'm getting that, .chrome. You can also use Safari or whatever the browser you want to launch from, as long as you have a driver support. I'm going to push this aside. You can see it opens a browser window, but it doesn't do anything with it yet. So let's do something. Let's do driver.get, and I'm just going to go to my webpage, oneshore.com. And you can see it opens up in the background. I'll bring it forward here. And what I want to do is I just want to click on a link, one of these links. Let's go with the contact link. Right? So what I want to do next is I want to do driver.find element by link text contact, and it's all capitalized, yeah. And what I want to do is I want to save this to a variable. So I'm just going to save it to a variable called link. And you can see link is a WebElement, Selenium ... whatever WebElement object. I can also, in Python, I can do link : WebElement equals driver.find, etc. And this gives me some type hinting. This is something that's new in Python 3 for you veterans out there. And for those of you like myself who come from a more statically typed background like Java or C#, you can get type hints in Python. So it's not all fast and loose with typing, which is sometimes nice, especially when you're either using an IDE that can do command completion, or in this case the Ipython REPL. All right, so with my link I can go ahead and click it and it will go to my contact form. You can see here, contact us. But I don't want to click the link right now. I just want to save the URL so that I can go to it later. So I'm going to go ahead and go back. And I'm back on my home page here. And what I want to do is I want to get the href URL from the link, or from here. So I'm going to inspect it. Click on that there and go. And so you can see here the contact link is just /contact. It's like https://oneshore.com/contact. And it will actually return the full URL, not just this path. But what you see here is it has this href tag. All these links have an href. And this is the actual link I want to save. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to say link.get attribute. And the attribute I want to get is this href attribute. Href stands for hyperlink reference, if you care to know. Stale element reference or exception. So what's happening was, because I clicked forward and clicked back, Selenium is confused. It doesn't have a link to this page anymore because it thought I went to another page. Well, I did. And my session state is wrong. So let's just get that link again, right? Let's clear that out. And I'll just go back through my command history. just by clicking my up arrow and get my link again. So now I can do link.getAttribute href, and you can see it gives me the URL. What I want to do is I want to save that to a variable. So I'm going to say URL equals link.getAttribute, or maybe I'll actually say contact URL, so that I know from context what my variable is. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another website, and I guess what I'll do is I will, let's close this down. I'll just go to my blog. It's on WordPress.com, which will simulate, well, it will actually perform what we want to do. We want to go to a different web page and then come back to some URL that we've saved here in our command line history. So I'm going to do driver.find element, again with the completion by link text, and I just want to click on blog. Oops, and I actually just want to chain the commands, and I'll just click it. And you can see it opens up my blog, or maybe you can't see in the background, fijierin.wordpress.com. There we go. Now it finished loading. So now I want to go ahead and go back. But maybe I actually quit my WebDriver. When I was first recording this, it actually crashed the browser in WordPress, and I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, I still have my contact URL, right? So I can go ahead and get that. I'll do driver.get contact. Oops, first I got to launch driver. Driver equals webdriver.chrome. Move that aside again. And then I can do driver.get contact URL. And then it goes to the contact page. If I'd been going through a long series of commands, which this was pretty basic, but say I'd gotten to some point and the driver crashed, or I got lost and didn't know how to get back, I have the URL saved, and I can get it. Or say I'm scraping a website and I'm keeping a track of a list of URLs to maybe look for ones that are giving me 404s or page not found. So I can actually save all those URLs that I find on the page and put them in a spreadsheet or a database or whatever, and reference them later to do the scraping, to do the validation, to make sure that those links work. Anyway, I hope this was a little bit helpful to you. The key here is that you find an element, and then from that element, you can either click it or you can get the link. Last thing I'll show you is the history, which shows all the commands I've got. I've got a couple of duplicates here, but so you can see here this get attribute. So I do driver.find element, I get that element, and then I do get attribute, and the attribute I get is href. That's the link from, or that's the content of the link for any of your links in Selenium. Anyway, take care. Goodbye.